So first I started off by tracing the template onto the sponge. And as you can see, I did make the handle a little bit thicker. And then what you want to do is you just want to draw on the arms. And by the way, I just used a fine liner to do this. So next we want to start cutting this out. So once you've done that, this is what it should look like. And this can be quite tricky, so just take your time when cutting it out. So now the next step is you want to take another makeup sponge and you just want to cut out a small like bun or mountain shape like this. And it doesn't have to be completely smooth, but you want to make sure that the bottom is flat. And then what I did was I just cut a slit at the top so that way we can glue the spork in later. And then what I did was I just took some more of the makeup sponge and I just cut out two small like half oval shapes for the feet. So this is what they look like, and again they do not have to look perfect. And again we're going to be gluing these on later. So now moving on to the next step. So next what I did was I painted the spork using my white puffy paint, and then I used red puffy paint for the arms. And then what I did was I mixed some brown and white puffy paint together and I painted the feet and the little bun shape, or the clay, whatever you want to call it. So that's what they look like so far. So now on to the next step. So next what I did was I painted on the eyes using my white and black puffy paint. And I just used a dotting tool to paint them on. And then I used some red puffy paint for the eyebrow and then some light blue puffy paint for the mouth. And again I just used a dotting tool to paint them on. And then I just dabbed on some red puffy paint for the blush. And I just used this image here for help. So now you just want to let everything dry and then we can move on to the next step. So once everything is dry, next what we want to do is we want to start gluing everything together. So what you want to do is you just want to take some strong glue like this, and then you just want to add some glue into the slit of the piece of clay or whatever you want to call it. And then what you want to do is you just want to place the spork inside like so. And by the way, one thing I forgot to mention is you want to cut out a small piece at the end of the spork, like this. So that way it will be easier to glue in. So I'm just going to... So here's what it looks like once I've finished gluing on the bottom part of the squishy. And then what I did was I just glued on the 2 feet onto the bottom part of the clay. And also another thing that I did was I just hollowed out the other side of the squishy just to make it look a little bit more like a spoon, because it still looked a little bit too flat. So as you can see, I just cut out an indent at the back. So hopefully that makes sense. And then once you've done that, your squishy is finished. And I am so happy with how this turned out. I think he's really cute. And he's also quite squishy. So I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and as always, please feel free to request any more squishy tutorials you would like me to do in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. Bye bye!